Crazy Rich Asians has taken the world by storm, captivating millions of movie-going people in all corners of the globe while breaking through Hollywood's cultural barriers and shattering box office records in the process. But what does Hollywood itself think of this landmark film? To find out, we asked some of the entertainment industry's most iconic faces what they thought of the Crazy Rich Asians phenomenon.
Mr. Lennon, excuse me, did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
Of course I did. I see one every day, you know. I live with one. Mr. Presley, did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
I see them every night on my show, young man. They're half my audience.
Mr. Herman, did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
No.
Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians? Excuse me, Mr. Corleone. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
I was down in Chinatown the other day. I think, yes, I saw a few.
Okay, well, I also want to know, what are you doing right now?
I'm waiting for my cappuccino.
Hi, Batman. I'm just wondering, did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
Leave my package alone.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was your nose. Batman, did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
I don't have time to go to the movies.
Excuse me, Miss Quinn. Have you seen Crazy Rich...
Excuse me, my eyes are up here.
Oh, sorry. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
I love Chinese food. Do they have some for me?
No, this is a film.
No, I haven't seen that. Of course not. Get out of my face.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me, Miss Wicked Witch. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
No, I'll get you and your little dog too, and I'll turn it into Chinese food.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing, folks?
My name is Daryl Coop Smith. Of course, this is my humble and lovely co-host, Mr. Chris Picard.
Yes, that's me.
I
In
would
the
like to
flesh.
make a brief commentary. First of all, let me do our fanfare.
Thank you for that.
That's right, another episode, another thrilling, miserable, unentertaining show that no one watches. But that we don't really care. We're here for us. We review these films for us. We don't really give a damn whether you're there or not. But we would prefer that you would be
I don't know,
there.
I care. It'd be nice.
I do care. I do care. I say that I don't, but I
mean,
do.
if nobody watches the show,
I
what's
say
the
that I
point?
don't, but I do. I care. I want them to watch it.
It's okay. You'll be okay.
All right, thank you.
Don't cry.
Thank you, dear. So anyway, all
We're
right.
back. Episode 91. We made it to 91.
All right, I was not. You mean your dad and you were episode 90?
90. Last week,
That
my father
kills
and I
me.
did the show, episode 90.
Oh, that kills me.
Yeah,
I
well,
never
you-
should have let him do
You
that.
opted to stand out.
I never should have let that Russ Picard
He did
in on our show.
He did a great job, though. For those of you who haven't
sure
seen
he
it, check it
did.
out. Last
I
week.
know he did. And listen, if any of you don't want to watch the show, I thank you. I thank you. Okay.
That one person.
I just want that one
Your
guy
one fan.
who doesn't want to watch the
Yeah.
show. That's fine.
What were you
I
gonna
will
say, though?
listen. No, I'm just gonna say no. I wish that I had done the 90th show
I know.
for some odd reason, but don't worry, I
It's
will
all
be
right.
here from 91
You
to
will.
100.
But before that, you were going to start on something.
I was just simply going to say that I wanted to thank Russ Picard for sitting in, and I know you did a great job.
He had a blast, by the way. He had a really
Did
good
he
time.
have a good time?
And I know it
Wonderful.
meant a lot to him. And
I
we
know it
discussed the
did.
career of Clint Eastwood.
I know.
The conversation just flowed. It was beautiful.
No, listen.
It was different, though. It was a different show.
I insisted that the two of you
Yeah.
should do that show together. I wanted you to. Your father and son.
It was nice, yeah.
Father and son. Little Cat Stevens.
Oh, we have to have our handshake. I commend you for
Oh.
that. Thank you very much.
There you go.
You
You're
bowed
right.
out very gracefully.
I did indeed.
So, yeah, Crazy Rich Asians.
Crazy Rich Agent.
Agent? Did I say agent?
You said
Asians.
Asians.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
The film that's a phenomenon right now.
It is phenomenal. It made
He's
another
making a ton of
22
money.
mil this past weekend, which
Yeah.
is one of the highest grossings of a Labor Day weekend since Halloween 10 years ago.
Since Halloween 10 years ago.
The new
huh?
Halloween that had come out, I guess, 10 years ago, which was a horrible film.
Oh, you mean
just called Halloween?
Oh, you're talking about the one that Rob Zombie did.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Brutal,
Yeah. I remember that being. I remember
violent
that being a hit.
Yeah, it was
There was
a
a
hit.
great throat cut in that movie at the dinner table.
It was
that
a
was great.
brutally violent
Yeah.
film. He just goes from body to body
Yeah.
and slices them up.
And now we got another one coming out.
Yeah,
Halloween.
right. With Jamie Lee's going to be back.
Exactly.
And, you
But
know, that's what
we
she does.
digress. But yeah, this movie.
We do digress.
Uh,
Here we have Crazy Rich Asians.
It's based on a famous novel.
It is indeed.
There
It
was
is-
a cultural phenomenon.
It is a novelization,
Yes.
more or less. The film is, we talked about David Lynch a couple of weeks ago. And,
We did.
And just how the conventional beginning, middle, end,
Mm-hmm.
this film is, I think, beautifully made.
It's a gorgeous
I did not
looking
read the
movie.
book.
Me
I
neither.
did not read the
No.
book. Now, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This film is simply my fat Greek wedding updated to Asians.
Yeah, it's a
It is
simple
the
story.
same film.
A young girl played by Constance Wu has been in a relationship with her boyfriend
Right.
For over
Marrying
a year.
into a culture.
And they're-
Now, in this case, she's obviously is a Chinese woman. She's
But
married
Americanized,
into
born
right.
here.
But in my Big Fat Greek Wedding,
Yeah.
it was Naya Rulos, whatever the hell her name was.
Mia Vardolos, I believe.
No, isn't
Mia
it Naya?
Va-
Naya.
Naya? Is it Naya? I think you're right. I think it is Naya.
It's Naya.
Naya, yeah.
And she's bringing John Corbett.
John Corbett,
I believe,
yes.
was the husband, but
Exactly.
and he was non-Greek.
Correct.
So
He
she's
was-
bringing him into the wedding.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the same thing, basically,
Yeah.
because she doesn't know that he's filthy rich.
And they're going to Singapore for his
They're
best
going to
friend's wedding.
Singapore for best
He's the
friend's
best
wedding.
man.
He's the best man.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of parties.
And she
that-
finds out that they're,
So-
oh my God, you're so freaking wealthy. Why didn't you tell me? kind of thing.
rich, dude.
So it's a fish out of water. It's like, hey,
It is.
But I'll be honest with you. I love this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a crowd pleaser. It's just an old-fashioned romantic comedy.
Absolutely.
It's got a lot of warmth. It's got humor, a lot of fun characters, a lot of color.
Absolutely.
And I think it's already a classic. It's going to go
I
down in history as
loved
a
it.
classic.
Loved
I adored
it.
it. I had a smile on my face the whole movie,
I
like a
think you're staying
boomerang.
a little too close to the.
I'm fine. I was going to say that I was worried you were not going to.
Okay, now I think you should start rolling.
Yeah, now I'm going to
the,
cycle through.
Yeah.
We're going to cycle through.
Yeah, there you go. Now,
Constance
here's
Wu.
There's Constance Wu.
The beautiful, engaging star of the film.
I like to constantly woo her myself.
Yeah, you should.
She's a beautiful woman, and this
the whole
movie-
cast is wonderful.
It really is. It's so stereotypical. We have the bad mom-in-law. We have
You
the
got a winner
crazy
over-
friend.
yeah.
We have so many. But the thing I truly loved about this film was I love the music.
It was
I love
great.
the photography.
It was great.
I love just
loved
the
everything.
characterizations. I
She's very funny. The actress's name is
I-
Aquafina.
loved her.
We're also going to talk about her soon because she's in Ocean's 8,
Oh, is
which
she?
we're going to review shortly.
Oh, right. She is in Ocean's 8.
Yeah,
no,
she
she was
is.
very good. She's
Yeah.
has black hair in Ocean's 8.
She's very good in this
She's
film
totally
too.
good. Yeah,
Beautiful. You know what she
Beautiful.
reminded me of in this movie? It's weird. She reminds me, she reminded me of an Asian Jennifer Lawrence. There was a resemblance
bit.
there that I was
No,
like,
no,
I was
you are
getting
correct.
distracted.
No, you are correct.
Yeah, beautiful.
There definitely
And
is.
Very good.
This is a lovely
actress.
slow motion scene where
Oh, yeah.
water is filling up the aisle
Of a church.
of this church,
Yeah.
and the little petals of flowers are
Yeah.
floating down. I
Beautiful.
gotta be honest with you. I at the end of this film, the floodgates opened. I was crying my eyes
I'll be honest, I was
out.
touched at moments. I had a slight, not tears, but I could feel myself
No.
feeling emotional.
I was
When
very emotional.
There's a scene during the ceremony where two characters are looking at each other admirably,
Right.
admiringly, and I felt something there because I was feeling it. It was really effective.
Absolutely.
And what's cool about this movie too is that, like you said, music. There's a lot of famous songs in this film.
Material Girl.
Yeah,
and
that
the
are
song
done
in Chinese. I loved it.
Coldplay's song "Yellow" was
Yep,
one of the choices.
yep, yep.
Material Girl was during a pivotal
obviously,
moment.
That's
It's just a fun crowd pleaser movie that if you don't like this movie, I think you're made of stone, as you've said in the
well,
past.
you know,
it's so much
no, I can
fun.
understand you're not liking this because there is a stereotypical kind of a cliche-ridden
But that's part of it.
kind
That's
of a
part of
thing.
the thing, you know.
I will say this about this film, though. As I was watching it, I felt a few dead moments. I felt that usually in about the halfway mark. This is a long film. This
2
is about
hours and 1 minute.
2 hours and 1 minute, and about halfway through, I kind
Yeah.
of felt like, I think I could cut this scene down a little bit, cut that scene down, Then the film progresses. It takes us on this very incredible journey of this young woman who is in love with this man, and love
He's very good,
rules
too.
out. He's very good. He's almost too good looking. He's too good to be true. I mean, you know.
He's such a good guy.
He's such a good
He's
guy.
not a snob asshole like his mother is
Exactly.
in this movie. You know,
but that's
played by Michelle Yeoh,
Right.
who played the part beautifully.
Yeah, yeah. And
She's
she is
excellent.
just a constant. She was in
Yeah.
Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger,
Crouching
Dragon,
Tiger,
yeah.
Hidden Dragon. She was in one of my favorite films. Oh gosh. Golden something or other. It was Golden Dragon. What the heck was it called?
Oh,
God.
Golden. I know the movie you're talking about.
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
film. One of the most beautiful films I've ever
Golden
seen.
Flower or something.
Golden Flower, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe something like that. But oh my God! But she's in everything.
Yeah.
She was in Red Lantern from years ago.
Raise the Red Lantern. Yeah, I
Raise
saw
the
that.
Red Lantern. Yeah,
That's a
she's
classic.
just been- absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I even think she may even go back to Kurosawa times. It's very possible she does. I don't
She
know.
must have been
Oh,
very
she's-
young, and he must have been very old at that
Well,
point.
this is very true. I guess that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
she's been around. Let's
yeah,
put it
he
that way.
died.
There's the funny Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong from
He's in a lot of stuff.
Of course, he was in Community. He's been in all the Hangover,
Hangover
films.
films, yeah.
And he's
Mr.
hilarious.
Cho.
He's
Mr. Cho.
hilarious in this
Yeah.
film.
There's Michelle
There she
Yeoh.
is. There's our bitch deluxe, the mother-in-law.
Aging very well too, by the way.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a stunner. This movie is just it's an homage to the 1930s musicals,
Yeah, I
if
would
you
agree.
will.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good movie.
It
It really. I wouldn't say you're made of stone if you don't like it, but I think there's just such a likability factor in this film that is just
Constance Wu
remarkable.
again,
It's
just-
remarkable.
She eats up the screen. This is a star-making film for her. I would say. She's
You know,
really very good in this movie.
I'm
liked
so
her quite a
grateful.
bit.
She has such a vulnerability about her.
Yeah.
She really wears her acting heart on her sleeve throughout the whole film, so you really get the drift of who
Yeah.
she is and what's happening with her at every minute. When she's crying in her room because,
Yeah.
you know, this is boy meets girl, boy gets girl, boy
Loses
loses
girl,
girl, boy
all
gets
that-
girl.
all that
again.
kind of- you know-
it's the same old shit
Yeah, I mean,
we've
you're
been
not
watching for years.
you're not
and-
watching this movie for groundbreaking plot twists. No.
No.
You're in for it. You know what you're,
You're
going
in
to get,
for a new take on the old,
and you're just
you know,
enjoying it the whole time.
It's just a new skin for the old
It's a
ceremony,
lot of fun.
as Leonard Cohen.
I will be buying
once
this
said.
from on Blu-ray. I'm not bashful
Oh
to
no,
say
I
it.
will too.
It's a gorgeous
I
film.
will too, and I will enjoy watching
Yeah.
it at home. You know, it's beautiful on the big screen. It's a big screen
It
film
is
all the way.
gorgeous.
I think we can move on to our next film.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on.
We both love this movie.
Yeah.
I cannot hype it enough. It's
Two
just a beauty.
big yeses. Everything you've been hearing about this movie is true. It's
Absolutely
excellent.
true.
It doesn't have a top rating on IMDb and on Rotten Tomatoes for nothing. It's really a good movie, and it's a wholesome movie. The whole family can go. You can take grandma to see this movie. You know,
okay, yeah.
Granted, a 6-year-old's not going to want to see it.
No.
But if he's in the room when you're watching it at home, there's nothing objectionable.
Absolutely.
Not that I can
not.
remember.
It's a love story.
It's beautiful.
Simple and foremost.
It's
it
really
truly
great.
is.
And highly recommend it. And we're going to move on. Two big yeses.
Okay, let me see if I can do this without having to go through the misery of...
Well, I hit return, and then we just go back
okay.
one more time.
Okay.
And now we're going to go to the next one.
We can go to Happy Time. Okay.
And then we're going to go down to here.
Right here. Let it roll.
Okay.
Our next film,
Next
ladies and
film is
gentlemen,
The
I don't
Happy
even think I had
Time
to cut.
Murders.
I don't think you have to
No
cut
reason
this.
to.
Just let it go.
The
baby.
Happy Time
Let it go.
Murders.
Happy Time Murders. Now, you watched an abbreviated version, as did I.
Yes.
Because through the entire credits of this film,
Yes.
there is more comedy that ensues.
I know,
The
yeah, I
version
missed
you
that.
saw is
Yeah.
118 minutes,
Yeah.
which isn't very long, but the whole film is about 127
Yes.
minutes.
This guy was funny. The actor that plays him. Oh, I forgot my notes. They're over there.
If you'd like
you
to go
tell
grab
people
them.
the story real
I'll
quick.
Tell you the story while Chris runs off. Once again, we're using my illustrious and beautiful television here to simulate photographs from the film and so forth. But this is a private eye film.
Yes.
It's a parody. It's called The Happy Time Murders, and it's based on there is a television show called Happy Time, and it stars now in this film puppets are a minority group.
It's basically like Who Framed Roger Rabbit in a way. This film.
Exactly.
Basically,
Very much so.
honestly, it's kind of a knockoff of Roger Rabbit.
It is,
except
indeed.
it's done with puppets as opposed to animated
It is
characters.
done with puppets. And,
Same concept. Somebody's murdering them.
Yep.
All the stars of this show.
It is an R-rated film.
It's filthy.
It
There-
has filthy moments.
You know what scene I enjoyed? That
The big ejaculation scene.
well, that was fun.
Well, that was hilarious.
Well, that was funny. But the one that made me smile the most was the scene where he walks into a porn theater and they're making their own porn in the back room, and it's an octopus giving
Oh,
a
yeah,
cow
that was
milking,
outrageous.
and
That
it was
was
going
good.
crazy. That was funny.
That was
that was
funny.
clever.
It was.
With all the different arms, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
But other than that, there's the wonderful Elizabeth Banks.
I love Elizabeth Banks.
And this film was directed by Jim Henson's son, Brian Henson.
Right, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Which is interesting that this is a kind of a bold risk for him because,
Little
Muppets
bit.
are associated, Jim Henson's associated with very
Yeah,
wholesome stuff.
absolutely.
Here's a film that is the opposite of wholesome,
True.
but I can understand why he would want to do something like this.
Dynamite.
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph,
Excellent.
the
Yeah.
daughter of Minnie Riperton. Oh my God,
Yeah.
she was amazing.
Oh, back to this guy.
I thought she was wonderful.
I thought while watching
thought
this
he was
entire
good.
movie,
Yeah, yeah.
you know who I thought did the voice the whole time?
Who?
I thought it was Jonathan Banks, who plays
Oh, wow.
Mike on Breaking Bad.
Okay.
That's who I thought it
Gotcha.
was.
Okay.
There's Brian Henson, by
Our
the way.
director. Yeah.
But who it is a guy named
Yeah, he's
Bill Beretta.
right.
And he is
I saw a photograph of him.
yeah, he's a guy that's been doing voices, especially for Muppets and all these kind of things for years.
Right.
Big voice
Yeah,
actor.
yeah. Melissa McCarthy, of course, stars in this film.
Unfortunately, she's getting a little typecast.
You know,
and I
have
like
to
her,
say, I did not like Melissa. It's not that I don't like her. She is getting a little bit typecast, no question. I found her irritating in this
Yeah.
film.
She's almost an antagonist in a way to him in this
True,
movie.
true. I mean, and that's the way she kind of always is. I mean, she made a couple great movies back there. The one she made with Jason Bateman, Identity Theft.
Oh, yeah, Identity
I think
Theft,
that was
yeah. No, she's good. I mean,
her early days were
she was
good.
great.
You
Her
know,
best were Spy and Bridesmaids.
I love
Those are her two
Spy.
best.
Well, Bridesmaids, she was nominated for an Oscar for that film.
Yes,
Best supporting actress.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
about that.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
she?
Oh, you
I know Globe,
better
baby.
check
Let's
it
look it
out,
up because I
baby.
don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's
Best
look it up.
supporting actress.
Let's
she
look
was
it up.
nominated.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
You might be right, but I might
You know
be right,
something?
too.
I like this film a lot. It hit my funny bone in just the right spot. I laughed. I did. I thought it was very funny. I like this girl right here. She's the. She's kind of the
You
young
are
girl.
correct. 2012 Bridesmaids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, yeah, I didn't remember that she got
No,
that
no,
nomination.
she sure did.
That's amazing.
She was dynamite in
She was
Bridesmaids.
great. No,
Of
I know
course,
she was.
I think she won basically for the sink scene.
Yeah,
when
it's
she's
just so rare to see
squatting on,
comedy get recognized by the
I
Academy.
know.
You know?
She was having diarrhea. And,
No, it's a brilliant scene.
And then there was that great scene. Maya Rudolph
In the
runs out in
street.
the middle of the street.
It's
on the
hilarious.
the
Yeah, right here.
manhole.
There she is. Yeah.
I know. They're good buddies,
Yeah.
obviously. This is a Saturday Night Live.
You know, this
alumni.
film was amusing. To me, it was amusing. I didn't find it to be all that funny.
I know.
I thought it was trying, and I'm not somebody who doesn't have a sense of humor.
Correct.
I'm just like, all right, I see what you're trying to do. Had a couple funny moments.
I thought it was.
It's a rental. Don't rent out to see
No,
this
no,
movie.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
I will say this: I did see it at home here, so there is an expectation when you go to a theater,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
expecting to see a more quality product.
Yes.
This is not a more quality product.
No.
This is almost like it's kind of like a knockoff, not a homemade kind of film, but you feel the level of.
Yeah.
Of expertise is kind of goes right up.
Well, it's
the
very
window.
lowbrow.
It's very lowbrow, and it's very, but it's fun. I
Yeah.
found it.
You might want
always
to turn.
amusing.
You're a little too much. People can see your face.
Okay, sorry, punk. But I did. I
I'm
took a
glad
look
you
at
liked
that.
it.
I did. I thought it was very.
I would
funny.
give it a mild recommendation to watch at home.
Okay.
Don't rent out, like I said.
All right.
So you say a big yes. I say.
I'm not going to say a big yes.
mild
I'm going to
yes.
say
Mild
I'm going to
yes.
say a 3-star. It was 3 stars for me.
2.5 for me.
2.5 for
Yeah,
you.
if I have to give it a
totally
star
understand
value.
that. No. It just hit me right.
That's fine.
Certain films.
Could have been your mood, too.
I think my mood has a lot to do with it. I'm not in the happiest of states in this particular time
I
of my
know.
life.
Yes.
So when something really does make me laugh, it made me laugh over the top. I like some of the the scenes whenever they would get shot. These explosions.
Oh, that was great.
Of,
And there's a character that we see get eaten and torn apart.
Oh,
a Muppet by dogs.
Oh, by dogs. Oh,
that was fun. That was brutal.
I like the pool scene. There's a
Yeah, that was
whole
good.
pool thing
And-
going on.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fun
Yeah.
things in this film.
Yeah, true.
I just think it was something that was done much better, obviously, in Roger Rabbit.
Of course,
you
the
know.
ejaculation scene.
That was fun.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You
And the
know,
cops are on the other side of the door.
outrageous.
Here's
It
the
was
lead up to that
ridiculous.
scene.
True.
Yeah.
True. Absolutely true. But I like the PI thing.
No, I love PI
I
movies.
just do it.
Yeah.
I like that film noir
Me too.
kind of.
Me too.
That's what this was. Obviously, a parody of that kind of essence. So, I
It would have
enjoyed
been
it.
interesting to see a black and white version of this, although I know that the puppets have color to them. But black and white could have made it more noir, could have been more interesting.
Well, true, but no, this is a color film.
No, I know it is. I love Elizabeth
It
Banks.
couldn't
She's
have, couldn't
great.
have gone any other way. It had to be
Excellent.
color. Maybe they could have tinted it a little sepia
There's that
tone.
pervert bunny.
Oh yeah. But it was
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah,
I love
there,
Maya. So
there's some things that are worth seeing here. So check
let's
it out
move
when
on
it's on
to our
video.
next.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna be doing like we said
You're-
before. We're gonna be doing Ocean's 8 next.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back and we're gonna do Ocean's 8 now.
There it is, right here.
Which
Go
is
down.
here. I
lower,
see it,
to
my
the left.
friend.
There you go.
And we're gonna do Ocean's 8.
Here you go.
Here we go.
There you go.
Ocean's 8, the newest Ocean's film.
Yeah.
Basically, Sandra Bullock plays Danny Ocean, George Clooney's sister.
Correct.
She's fresh out of jail in this film and eager to pull off a heist
There
at
she
the
is,
Met
with
Gala.
Her orange
Yeah.
is the new black right there.
She gets a team of women together, Kate Blanchett, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson,
yeah.
Kaling. We have Rihanna. We have Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, it's a great cast.
It's a fun cast, and
It
then back
really
here
is
we
a
have
great
Awkwafina,
cast.
who we mentioned
Absolutely.
before
Right.
in Crazy Rich Asians.
Exactly.
And then they want to steal a very expensive
Helen Bonham Carter right
Bonham
here.
Carter. They want to steal a very expensive necklace off the neck of Anne Hathaway, who will be wearing it. It was loaned to her by a jeweler, and she's Cartier. She's kind of the star of this Met Gala that's going on in New York. So they're gonna have a heist. You know what to expect: the heist planning, the execution of the heist, and then the aftermath. It's a pretty standard Ocean's movie. At this point, do we need another Ocean's movie? I don't know. No.
I didn't love this
I
film
didn't
by
love it.
any means.
I was entertained, especially by the
there-
later half.
Was there a moment of tension in this whole film?
No, because you know what's going to happen.
You know, and that I resent that.
I know.
I resent that.
It's paid
because
by numbers at this point.
It is exactly. Here she is, looking totally different.
Totally, Awkwafina
than
looking
the
very different.
pink-haired girl we just saw, the crazy girl
Or
from
blonde, actually. Blonde,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely from Crazy Rich
There's
Asians.
Rihanna.
But Rihanna's, I think,
She's okay.
a
She
little
played a
bit
hacker,
underused. She's
you
the
know.
hacker. Yeah, she's the genius of the group, as who does miraculous things.
I will say this was the paycheck all around for everybody in this
Absolutely.
movie, pretty much.
You know,
I feel like Kate Blanchett is above this kind of
I'll
material.
tell you, one of the things that I really did dislike about this film a lot was the music. This was all elevator music from beginning to end.
But all of them, all those
It's
movies have
all
that
just-
background. We're doing this, we're doing that.
You know what?
you know?
But I hated it because it just let you know, as music often does in all films that we watch.
Yes.
It lets you know what is to come, and the music just stayed, and it was like a, it was like a heart rate monitor.
Well, there
at
was
a
there was
hospital.
nothing inspired about the music.
Nothing
It was very
at all
standard.
to make
I know
you
what you're
wanna,
saying.
It was almost 2 hours long. It was an hour and
It was-
50 minutes
I know,
of
it was long.
torture.
Yeah.
It was torture watching this film for me. I was able to watch it here in my home. It's on pay-per-view right now.
It's on Amazon right now.
It's
You
on
can watch
Amazon.
it.
You can watch it
Well,
on
no.
pay-per-view.
Well, you can watch it on Amazon and YouTube. It's on then it comes on disc next week, but it is available to watch.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Sandra's beautiful.
She was. I mean, she did a good job.
Sandra Bullock.
I love Sandra Bullock. I always
love
will.
her too. I love Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, I do too.
I can't recommend this film by any means. It's just not even worth.
You know, I'll be
anything.
honest. And sometimes she annoys me in movies, but I will say I thought Anne Hathaway was one of the standouts.
I
thought
wish we had a picture of it.
I thought I got one of her. There's one in there somewhere. I thought she was excellent in this movie.
No, I thought she was good too.
And there's some supporting
she
performances.
She did more acting. We
She
have
did.
James Corden.
James Corden
He
shows up. We have Richard Armitage,
Right.
who was in the Hobbit films. He plays her ex
Right.
in this film,
Right,
Sandra
right.
Bullock's ex.
Uh-huh.
We have a couple. I'm not saying who, but there are a couple cameos from the other Ocean's films that show up in this.
Well,
film.
there's a lot of
There was two. And then a lot of celebrity cameos
celebrity
at the Met Gala.
at the party.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. I don't
Kylie
wanna,
Jenner was there.
yeah, I don't want to
and,
reveal too many because it's fun.
Bella Hadid
yeah,
or whatever.
there
her
are
name
some
is.
fun ones.
I don't know. They weren't that fun to me.
No, but I like seeing cameos.
Do
know?
you?
Yeah, and I always
Most
enjoy.
of them you wouldn't even recognize.
I recognize a good amount of it, and I always enjoy when Sandra Bullock pulls out her German because she is fluent in German in
is
real
she?
life. Yeah,
Okay.
because her mother was German.
One of the best people in the show.
Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson. I'll tell you, this woman.
There's Anne
yeah,
Hathaway.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Sarah Paulson's excellent in everything.
You know, the woman can act. There's
Yeah.
no question about it. And not only that, is every time she goes on a show with somebody, she's like the best friend of everybody.
I know,
there.
yeah, she is.
She's involved. She's actually in a lesbian relationship with
somebody.
an older woman.
Okay, good
yeah,
for her.
and but apparently she kind of goes both ways. There's hope for all of you single guys out there, but
And
not
single
much.
women.
Not much. But
No, she's actually dating B. Arthur's second cousin. I was amazed.
Oh, was she?
No, I'm kidding. Maybe not.
Ah, well, that was funny. I think it wasn't that funny. But okay, I think we can move on. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
this is a very
honestly,
mediocre.
I would say check it out on video. Now that you don't have much choice, but wait till it's discounted. Don't pay full price to rent it.
You know, I think this is truly a chick flick in every way whatsoever because there's a lot of beautiful gowns, there's a lot of beautiful hairstyles and so forth. But the heist itself, I thought, was fairly routine.
It is, but it has some of the fun, clever things that you
switcheroo
expect
kind
from
of
an
a
Ocean's
thing.
film.
Yeah.
But at this point, we've seen it all already.
We've seen it all.
And I think the best
Nobody
of the Ocean's
cared.
films was probably the third one. With,
I didn't care.
I like that one a lot.
I hated almost all the Ocean
Did
films.
you?
I hated
all
almost all of
right.
them.
They're not my favorites.
Matt Damon.
But I like the third one the
Oh my
best.
God, Brad Pitt. They're just the same stuff. It's go through the motions.
I know it is.
There's no tensions. They're never going to get caught.
I know.
And they do.
They're
what
gonna
they have
outsmart
to
everybody,
do. They
10
outsmart
steps ahead.
everybody, and then of course at the end. There's always was a subplot that was going on that we,
Exactly. I know.
the audience weren't aware
Exactly.
of, that they pulled off unbeknownst to us.
I know.
And oh God, we're just supposed to sit back and revel how incredibly bright and smart.
Well, that's
they
the
all
one thing I
are.
don't like about the movie is that it's everything is so conveniently tied up. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this was
exactly.
going on without a hitch. You know, it's a
Yeah.
little too much,
Yeah.
too easy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on. So mild recommendations for that.
Very mild.
And then now we're going to do Tag, which I gotta tell you is right here.
There you go.
So Tag is based, believe it or not, it's inspired by a true story about a bunch of friends who for 30 years played an ongoing game of tag throughout the month of May their entire life.
Yeah.
And so now we've a
Maybe
comedy.
you'll allow me to do some of the opening
Go ahead, well-
synopsis of the film. No, you've already started. Go ahead.
All right, we do the next one. I'll
No,
just
thanks,
well, hey,
asshole.
you've been hijacking the openings of every show for like 6 months.
Well, I always hijack the opening. I mean, that's not true. I mean, I just...
Well, I feel sometimes though I don't give away the storyline. A lot of times we don't get to
okay.
it because we jump right into what we feel. I like giving the premise. It's important.
Okay, no. I try and
Well, we
back
have
up
to
and
try
give the premise of the film.
keep
no,
up with that.
No.
There's your smooth ringtone again.
Yeah, that is
you
my
forgot to
smooth
turn off your phone.
Let me go turn it off.
Go ahead.
Because that's going to go on for a while.
It is. Anyway, Tag is basically about a game of tag that's been going on for all these years. And the crux of this film, which stars Ed Helms, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, as well as Isla Fisher, Hannibal Buress, and Jake Johnson, is that the Jeremy Renner character has never been tagged. He's never been beaten in tag. And so that is the goal of all the rest of the guys that are in their circle of friends. We got to get him this year. Because Jeremy Renner's character is getting married now. And so he's going to bow out of playing tag every year because he's getting married. So they're like, we have to get him this year or we're never going to get him. So it becomes the mission of Ed Helms, who is kind of the catalyst for this almost final game of tag to be played with an urgency that they've really never had before. And that's the crux of the film.
Yeah.
They're traveling, they're picking up each member of the team almost from all different parts of the country to go converge to their hometown in, I think, Oregon,
Right.
to try to get this guy before he gets married. Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner into actually getting tagged at least
Exactly.
once.
And everybody's excellent.
I agree.
It's a fun movie. I gotta
It's a
tell
fun
you,
movie.
I really enjoyed this movie.
Did you?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well,
it's a very funny movie.
I agree.
and it
Now-
has some wisdom to it, which I'll get to later.
Okay, if you like.
Continue. You can take over.
All I was going to say was this: that the first, when it sets up the premise of the film, I thought.
Oh, by the way,
okay,
here's the real people. The
okay,
real
right.
guys.
At the end of the show, they
Yeah.
show them all.
That was
These
pretty
are
cool. One's a priest. That's
yeah,
awesome.
one's a priest. I'd like to know which is the Jeremy Renner guy.
Yeah, that might have been a
fictitious.
fictitious element.
Oh, I don't think
Rashida
so.
Jones is in this
Oh,
as well.
Lovely. I love this.
I love
one.
her in everything. Yeah.
Quincy Jones's daughter,
Daughter, yeah,
right
she's
here.
great.
But I thought the premise of the film was fairly silly.
But it's a fun idea for a movie, I thought.
Well, let me just finish. There's a silliness to it, and I really felt in my gut when it first started, I didn't think they were really going to be able to sustain anything out of this little tag game.
Yeah.
And then came along the Jeremy Renner character,
Yeah.
who is literally right out of a James Bond, Born Identity.
Exactly. He's seeing
kind
all
of,
the angles of how to get out of this
he's
situation.
seeing everything, and he's going over it in his head.
Yeah.
And this incredible, hilarious
It was great.
dialogue
Yeah.
that he has with himself as he's outwitting them.
It's great.
Brilliantly.
The camera pauses.
I know.
But in reality, it's probably a 2-second thought process.
Right.
You know, and the first time I saw that was in Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. That was the first time they utilized that element of narrating what you're going to do during a fight.
Exactly.
And here they do it to hilarious
Yeah,
extents, and it's really effective.
This is Sam Rockwell's girlfriend.
Yeah,
by the way.
Leslie Bibb.
Yeah.
And there's the great comedian in a cameo, Sebastian Maniscalco,
Oh, very
playing a
funny guy.
minister.
Very funny
I love
guy.
him. My
Yeah.
favorite comedian right now.
I know.
There's Hannibal Buress,
Yeah.
who was the guy that started the whole Bill Cosby movement.
Is that right?
He had a stand-up routine, and he talked about Bill Cosby, and then it became this big viral thing that started the whole snowball effect.
Really?
Very interesting.
Oh, I did not know that.
Cultural significance of this.
You know,
guy.
I love this guy. He's of course
Jake
from
Johnson.
New Girl.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's
I
awesome.
really do. And Ed Helms here,
Yeah,
and
John
John
Hamm.
Hamm. Yeah, it's the whole inner eclectic
Ham has
gang.
become very versatile. I love that.
He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, he started with kind of comedy. Obviously, Mad Men was a tongue-in-cheek.
You know, I've never
comedy.
watched that show.
I've watched certain elements.
One
of
day
it.
I'll watch it.
I think it's more women have watched that show.
Yeah.
I know many
Yeah,
women who've
exactly.
just watched the whole series from beginning to end. It did really. I tried to watch it. I just couldn't get into
Yeah.
it. The whole advertising thing.
I
I felt
know.
a little boring. And
I know. One day I'll watch it. I'm not ready yet.
It's got a great cast. Christina
does.
Hendricks and John, of course, and Elizabeth Moss is in it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people.
And
in
there's
that
a lot of
show.
great people in that
Bishop
show.
Kartheiser's in it.
Yeah.
Bunch of names.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. I really enjoyed this film.
It's a lot of
I thought
fun.
it was great fun. I thought everybody in it was just really terrific. This chair
And it
makes
moves-
so much
They
noise.
both do.
And the last time we sat here and did this show, all I heard was.
You know what we got to do? I got to tell you, we got to eventually just invest in 2 like director's chairs.
Or just bring out the oil can and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you got WD-40 downstairs. I saw
got
it.
loads of it.
Yeah.
You know, I got the spray too.
But
so.
this is really a fun movie. It
It is
moves
a kick.
along quick.
It really does.
To the point that you almost want more.
It's fun. It was fairly quick.
really
it's about
enjoyed
an hour
it.
and
Yeah, I really
34
enjoyed
minutes
it.
or so, and I loved Ilsa Fisher.
She's
That's
great.
Sacha Baron
Miss
Cohen's
Sacha Baron Cohen.
wife, of
Yeah.
course. It's just a good little film.
It is.
It was
So much better than, not that I didn't expect it to be good, but
Yeah.
it surpassed my expectations.
Okay.
I was just really enjoying it. So, highly recommend it. You can watch
Gotcha.
it on Amazon. It's available now.
As I
Honestly,
say-
almost everything we've been talking about today, with the exception of the 2 new releases, are available on Amazon, YouTube, and Google Play. You can watch them all.
Very good.
So, I guess nothing else. We can move
I
on.
think we can move on to
Yeah.
our next.
We're going to move
episodic
on. We're going to be doing
Superfly. There you
the
go.
2018 basically reboot.
Disco Love. Yeah.
It is a reboot of the classic 1972 exploitation film.
Now I have
Superfly.
watched that.
Yes.
I'm going to review that also.
Yeah, we
along
can
with
do them
this.
side by side because I've
Okay.
watched that as
I'd
well.
be happy to.
Yeah.
Let's get into this show. It stars this young man. What is his name?
I believe it's Trevor Johnson. Give me 1
okay.
second here to confirm. I'm sorry, Trevor Jackson.
Trevor Jackson.
I thought he was pretty capable.
I
Low
thought
key,
the
though,
film
right?
was fairly well acted. I didn't really care for this movie.
Yeah.
I hate to get right into my review, but
It's fine.
I thought his acting was. I thought he was almost non-existent in the role.
He was so low key.
not his fault.
No,
Once
that's
again,
what it was.
We always have to talk about that. But the charisma
That was
of a
by
paper cup.
director X was the director, which I don't
The
really like that name.
charisma of a paper cup this man
Yeah.
has on screen. I thought
She was
everybody
great.
else. She was great.
Lex
His
Scott Davis,
beautiful girlfriend.
excellent.
No. I thought some of the other people in this film had
Yeah.
great presence and great. He is
Yeah.
nothing. He's simply
is-
a pretty face. That's it.
He's like a model, yeah.
He's like a
That's
model,
Jason
like-
Mitchell, I believe his name is. We've seen quite a bit of him lately.
So disappointed in
Jason
this
Mitchell.
movie. It was long. It was drawn out. It meant nothing to me.
And the ending of this movie, I will say, without ruining anything, it becomes very cookie cutter. Everything
Yeah.
obviously is always tied up
Oh
to the
yeah,
end
it
of
was
the bow.
too much. It was
But
too
here's
much.
my view of this film. And
Okay. Here's the polar bears. Or
yeah,
whatever
that's
they're called.
the
No, the white, the frost.
no, they were called
What were they
not
called?
polar bears. They were called. It'll come to me. I forget.
Okay.
But they were the rival drug dealer. It's basically
Right.
about a drug dealer played by him who wants to get out of the business and do one last big score.
Here's what's it?
Esai Morales.
Esai Morales.
Basically playing the same character he played in Ozark. Exactly
Yeah.
the same.
Oh really?
The drug
Yeah, yeah.
lord.
Oh true.
But it's about this guy, one final score to get out, which is we've seen that
Yeah.
item many
Oh.
times in the
Well,
film.
it was
that
the same in
character
the original
motivation.
film,
It
too.
was. Now I have seen the original film many, many times. My friends and I watched it for many years when I was in college.
I can't understand why anybody would watch.
Well,
that
here's why.
film
We
more than
watched it
once.
as a bad movie, as a guilty pleasure
Yeah, it is a
to
bad
laugh
film.
at. It's not a
Bad.
great film.
Bad film.
It's very low budget. It's very exploitative. It's very cliche. You know, there's a scene where the guy's driving in a car in the middle of New York City, and you can tell they don't have a permit to do it because he's got the hazard lights on the whole time. I mean,
Oh, okay.
It's very guerrilla. But that film had an element of ridiculousness that made it entertaining.
I'll say this: the film could have the original film I'm
Yeah.
talking about now from 1972.
72.
72.
Yeah.
Ron Eli.
Ron
is-
O'Neill.
Ron O'Neill. Forgive me.
Let me
is
jump to those
excellent.
pictures, too. I have
He's
those.
excellent. I liked him. Here it is, number 9.
I got it here.
There you go.
Here's the
And
original.
Here's Ron.
he's fun.
I thought he was terrific.
No, he played the part beautifully.
He really does. The movie is so badly made.
It
I
is.
mean, I don't even
So low
mind.
budget.
I don't mind the gritty,
Yeah.
handheld
And
camera
I couldn't
stuff.
find any good high quality images by
Well,
the
I'll
way.
tell you what was so bad with this film, and I was I was so disgusted. There was no plot.
Not really.
The plot is okay. He wants to get out of the biz. We spend more time on Curtis Mayfield's music
Yes.
than we do.
That's almost a star of the movie. The soundtrack.
It's too much.
I had the soundtrack for years. It's
Why
great.
bother?
Yeah.
Just play the movie.
I know. And they have some of the music in the actual
they
remake
should.
as well.
Yeah, true.
And they had one of the songs from that movie was also featured in Ocean's 8.
Was it?
There's a scene towards the end of the film where they're all sitting in like a loft apartment or in a warehouse. One of the Superfly songs is playing in the background.
Oh, okay.
I totally was like, oh my God, there's Curtis Mayfield.
Well, I was very surprised in the actual film. There's a very famous song on the Curtis Mayfield soundtrack called "Freddy's Dead."
Yes, I know.
They don't play it in the movie. They don't play Freddy's Dead in the film. All you hear is
I honestly don't
you
remember.
just hear Superfly and you hear
Pusher Man.
Pusher Man.
He's a Pusher Man.
That is that's in the new one too. Pusher Man.
Okay.
That's the classic
Well,
song.
I'll tell you something. I mean, there's a whole segment there with freeze frame stills.
Yes.
It goes
I
on
know.
for
Yeah.
6
It does.
minutes.
Well, that's called stretching the running time. Bad movies do that all the
horrible.
time.
It took away from all the plot.
I know.
The plot of the film is just washed out. And this guy, I thought he was terrific.
He's good.
He had great presence.
It's a classic
Performance.
performance.
Far better presence.
Well, he's got
than-
charisma.
He does.
He does. No.
I mean, I liked at the end when he says he kind of puts this whole he's blackmailing a cop more or less. The cop is blackmailing him.
Yeah, and he
then he
tells
turns
him
the
off.
tables and he blackmails the cop.
He's got a great
and
line
he
in that
says,
movie that we've
You
quoted.
ain't gonna touch a line on my gorgeous head.
And he says before that, you don't owe me pig and no motherfucker tells me when I can split.
There you go.
That's one of the classic
Yeah, that
lines.
was
We've been
great.
quoting that line for years.
It's a great line.
But real quick, how about that really explicit sex scene of
That
him
was
grinding
nice.
in the bathtub with the girl?
Yeah.
In the new version, it's him having a threesome in a shower
Oh,
with
that
two
was-
beautiful
that was
women.
horrible.
But here's what I
Horrible.
want to say about the new
Here's
one.
his girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, in the new film, I got to tell you, being as much of a fan in a guilty pleasure way as I am of the original,
Okay.
I thought this new film was going to be blasphemy. How dare you make this? This movie looks terrible. Directed by this guy
His
named Director
Superfly
X.
Cadillac
Yeah,
back there.
but I got to tell you,
You
the
liked
new
it?
one, I liked it a heck of a lot better than I expected to
Oh,
like it,
okay.
and I didn't love it. Believe me, I'm not
No,
saying
I
I
didn't
love
like
the
it
film.
much at all.
I'm not telling you to run out to see it.
Yeah.
However, I expected it to be a heck of a lot worse. It's competently directed. It looks beautiful.
Well made.
It's well made.
shot.
It's got some decent performance. I loved seeing Michael K. Williamson in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. No,
I'm
I
sorry,
agree
Michael
with
K.
you.
Williams. I enjoyed it a heck of a lot more than I did. Although I will say the last 30 minutes were just too. All right, let's
wrap it up.
Fix this,
Yeah.
fix that. Checkbox, checkbox, checkbox.
Right.
That turned me off.
True.
But I enjoyed it more than I thought I was. I'm going to give it about 2.5 stars. A mild recommendation because it's a lot better than I thought.
Yeah.
But by all means,
gotta
this
drop-
one is more fun.
I got to drop it to 2 stars only
Yeah.
because of our lead character, our
Yeah.
lead actor in the new film. You want to go back to it, but
Yeah,
it's
we
not
can
necessary.
real quick
We
if you
don't
want
have to.
to.
We don't have to. But the new actor, and it's not his fault. As we've all said 1,000 times, as Chris and I note, when an actor gives a bad performance, it's
Trevor
because of the
Jackson,
director.
yeah.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with him. He could have been made. He could have had some charisma. He's got
And I
nothing.
feel like
there's
also-
no draw. There's no. There's nothing to make you want to watch. That's his expression
The whole time, very
I mean,
mild.
He's mild. He's low key. He's milk toast.
And one thing
he's
too,
nothing.
before I forget, is
Yeah.
that with him, based on the original character, he doesn't have the intimidation factor that Ron O'Neal had.
Correct.
Like when he tells somebody,
No.
"Yo, where's my money?" I didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it either.
feel the
No.
intimidation, the reputation of him being priest.
No. When Ron
I didn't
O'Neal
get
walked
that.
into a room,
Ron
you
O'Neal
felt it.
Yeah, the room.
I mean, the
Yeah,
room
exactly.
buzzed because
No,
the
not
guy
with
had
him.
some balls. This guy's got no balls.
He plays he's like a nice guy. He's the nicest
Yeah.
drug dealer I've ever seen.
I know he really is.
He's too nice.
Yeah.
He's too subtle.
I didn't care for him.
You know?
And
He's
it
like,
ruined the film
Yeah.
for me. The film had no. Your center character
I
is
know.
a zombie. You know, he's just a mannequin. And
Yeah.
that's all he really
And
is.
he's impeccably dressed.
This guy is his
partner,
cohort.
who's a manipulator.
Who's
yeah.
a manipulator. Yeah, here's
Yeah. Oh, they're
Cedric.
called I think the Snow Patrol.
That's
the
it.
Snow Patrol.
Very good.
Which is
very
actually
good.
the name of a band. There's
it?
a band called
There
Stupid.
is
An
a
emo
band.
band. An
Correct.
emo band.
Correct. There you go.
But anyway, so we can move on from the two
violence.
Superflies.
This guy was great, by the way.
He was menacing.
He was
He
great.
was the mini boss of the bad
He
guys.
was.
He was good.
Well, he kind
I hated
of was,
him.
I hated him too. He was the up and
Very good.
comer.
Yeah.
And he really
Yeah.
was a bad guy, but I liked him.
And he was good. Eastside does a good job playing a
No,
villain
I
too.
agree.
He was good too.
Everybody else, the supporting cast is great. Here's
Yeah.
your problem right here.
Yeah.
And that's too bad because if they had really a charismatic guy, I
know.
think this film could have been 100% better.
Could have been.
It really just.
I guess this is one of those things
Ah.
where you cast based on an appearance as
Yeah.
opposed to.
Be careful with that
performance.
remote. You're very close to the
I know.
screen.
I'm watching. All right, so we're gonna move on.
Okay.
We're going to do a film now. Hang on. Okay. A film called Upgrade,
Okay.
which is also streaming online right now. It was
It
in
is
theaters
indeed.
a couple months ago.
There you go.
It stars a Tom Hardy lookalike,
He does.
Logan Marshall Green,
he, does look
who's
like
been in a
Tom.
bunch of stuff. He was in
Okay.
Prometheus.
Right.
He was in that movie Devil that took place in an elevator, written by
Oh,
M. Night
yeah.
Shyamalan.
Oh, that was horrifying.
This is like a RoboCop. This
He
guy
really does look like Tom.
He really
Hardy.
does.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who gets this implant in his neck after an injury,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically controls him. It becomes a super fighter, basically,
Yeah.
super soldier.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
it's
a revenge
the way
film.
He's programmed.
Yeah.
There's just. Go ahead. You can.
Well, that's it. He goes to meet a genius who has created, like a
Right.
Steve Jobs. He's created this technology that's a brilliant nanotechnology.
Yeah.
It gets implanted in your body and it takes over. It's called STEM.
Right.
But what he doesn't, this is the brilliant
Yeah, yeah.
guy who looks like Christopher Nolan. What he doesn't realize is that once he
He
gets
does?
this, a little bit.
The director?
Once he has this implant in his
Okay.
neck that basically fixes his broken spine.
Right.
He's now got
Oh,
a
yeah,
voice
yeah.
in his head that
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
talking to
Oh, that's
actively.
true, yeah.
And it starts controlling him.
Yeah, I saw
Here he
this
is in
film
a
so
wheelchair.
long ago.
I know.
I might have forgotten.
And now this is
what it
there's a
was.
cop that's kind of investigating this accident he was in. And
Yeah. It's always
so-
a black woman cop these days. I mean, in so many
Yeah.
films. I'm just watching
Which is
Daredevil,
fine, I don't
black
care.
woman cop. Jessica
Yeah.
Jones, another black woman cop.
But I thought this was
that's fine.
a pretty cool
Yeah, I thought
action
it was pretty
film.
good. Yeah, I
it
enjoyed it.
reminded me of RoboCop a little bit.
A little bit. Yep.
It's very interesting.
I like the effects. I like the color.
It's a beautiful looking film.
It
Cinematography
really
is gorgeous.
It's really
Production
nice.
design.
It's almost a little too short. It's
I
only
wanted
an hour
more.
and 34
Yeah.
minutes. I
There's
wanted
a
little
surgery
more, too.
play. That's where the surgery's taking
right,
place.
in this dome
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
In this
It was
in this
very
real
creative.
modern home underneath the
Correct.
sand by the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah. No, it was.
There's
was
a surgery.
I enjoyed it.
I did too. I
didn't-
wanted more.
I didn't love it, but it's a solid 3-star.
It's a solid 3 stars.
piece of work.
It really
and,
came and went in the theaters in June.
There
Like
you
so
go.
quick.
Yeah, it did. It did go.
But it's
And you can
gorgeous to
understand
look
why.
at.
You can understand why. The meat and potatoes of this film is there's really nothing there that we haven't seen before.
No,
it
it's
is a
true.
robo kind of.
And it's also kind of a possession film. He becomes almost possessed
Correct.
by this just AI that's
does.
inside him.
Exactly.
It was
which is
interesting.
kind of cool. It was a different take.
It was.
Very minimal different take.
I was impressed
But
with
it was still well directed.
It was.
I thought it was well acted.
Written and directed by an actor who's now a director. His name, I thought he did a good job.
Okay.
Lee Whannell is his name.
Yeah.
He actually directed Insidious Chapter 3. And he was in those.
Wow.
I think he was in all 3 of those films too.
Was he?
Yeah. Although he's got a big resume as an actor.
Okay.
So yeah, I say check out Upgrade. It's a
No,
cool
it's not
film.
bad at all. It's not bad at all.
It's really neat.
it was
It
well
obviously
done.
could have been better, but it was
It could have been.
definitely a cool one, and I really recommend
Yeah,
it.
here we go.
Just great coloring.
Get Out, Happy Death Day, The Purge.
Yeah, Blumhouse. They're really becoming like the new Lionsgate in a
Yep,
way with the
little
stuff they're
bit.
putting out.
Yeah.
And he was very good.
I thought he was
I
excellent.
thought he was good.
No, I thought he was excellent. It's a watchable film. It's very entertaining.
2 yeses for Upgrade.
Keeps you going, and you wanted more, and I guarantee there will be a sequel.
I
to
hope
that.
so. I'd like
think
to
so,
see
too.
more. I'd like them to expand because it kind of ends without saying much. It definitely gives you an opening for a sequel. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, you think about how it would have been the hands of a different director, and how, you know, I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have seen, let's say, a Paul Verhoeven, you know, in a
Yeah.
RoboCop way, directed similar to that.
Maybe a Cronenberg.
No, Cronenberg would never touch this. It's just too common for him.
Well, I don't know. It's got the organic meets technology element that maybe he could have fleshed out more. I don't know.
Okay.
Like Paul Verhoeven too.
The
He would be
new
a good
Flash,
Yeah.
as in Videodrome.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
it's a well done. Let's move on to our
Yeah.
next film.
So yeah, we
both
move
liked
on.
it.
Definitely recommend Upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to a documentary now about a really wonderful guy named Fred Rogers.
Absolutely.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? This was in theaters in June.
It was
It's
indeed.
now available to watch
There for
on all
about
the
a month.
streaming platforms. I mean, we all know Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
We do.
I grew up on it. I think. Well, you did. You were
I absolutely
a young
did.
man.
No.
Look at that red, how vibrant that
Fred,
looks.
there's an element to this film that is so. I'm going to say right off the bat, I did not really care to want to even see.
I know
this
you didn't
film.
want to see it. Yeah.
I didn't because as much as I like Mr. Rogers, do I really want to watch a whole 90-minute documentary on the man? It is an hour and 34 minutes, I believe, and in my gut and soul, I did not really want to see it.
Yeah.
And then when you begin to watch this film and you begin to embrace the human that is Fred Rogers, and you grow up and you see people behind the scenes and you see that they're not always the nice people that you think they are and so forth. But this guy, I brought tears to my soul a dozen times through the watching of this film. He is such a wonderful human being.
Beautiful soul.
A beautiful human being. It's funny how we judge people.
Yeah.
And when somebody is this nice, we think, oh, they're gay. Or they're this.
Yeah, people thought that, assumed that.
They did.
Yeah.
They assumed he was gay. There is almost a feminine side to him
that
is so motherly and so mothering and so matey.
This was his longtime producer.
There you go.
A lot of interviews, a lot of people in his life. His wife, his children, his 2 sons.
Correct. Yeah. No, I mean, he was a family man, first and foremost. He was going to be a preacher.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that until the press for this movie was out.
Yeah.
And I heard the director, who did a great job. His name was Morgan Neville, who did 20 Feet from Stardom. A great documentary about some of the more famous backup singers, but that's beside the point. He was being interviewed on the radio on NPR, and I didn't know that he was in the seminary.
Yeah.
And he left to be involved in TV.
Talk about this man right here.
Yes, that was the longtime one of the co-stars.
One of the co-stars of the show. He was an officer on the show, but he was also a gay man.
Yes. And there's his wife, longtime wife.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I mean, who is this guy?
He was another one of the people that worked on the show. Yeah.
Obviously.
This was a beautiful moment.
This was a
This
beautiful
young boy
moment.
with a problem.
Here's a boy that, and Fred goes beyond the. Well, okay, I see all this stuff that you're sitting in. I see this chair. Yeah, that's a nice chair.
Yeah.
But how are you?
Yeah.
How I want to know how you are.
Generally
how you are
cared.
inside that fleshy.
There he
creation.
is. Francois Clemens.
There he is.
He played the cop, Officer Clemens.
And here he is, a gay man who had gone down to a gay bar back in the day of the show in the 70s, 60s, late 60s, 70s. And Fred said to him, you can't do that.
If you want to be on my show.
If you want to be on my show, we can't have people judging you and so forth and getting out of the confines and so forth of this, of what I'm presenting to children. That would be an episode of, I love the way Fred would tackle death. He would
different topics for a
different
week.
Topics, a war,
divorce,
just
very bold,
so many,
risky,
absolutely.
And he did that. What I didn't realize too is I would guess I was very young when that was going on. I wasn't even born. He did the show from the late 60s to the late 70s.
Right.
And he did over 500 something episodes, whatever it was.
Right.
And then because this was a daily show,
Yeah.
And
every
he
day.
needed a break. And so he left the air for a bit to try to do a show for adults.
Correct.
That unfortunately didn't take off the way he had hoped.
Didn't work.
And then things were happening in our culture, and he goes, I have to come back. And he came back, and that's when he started doing the week-long theme shows.
Right.
And that changed the whole dynamic of his programming and was groundbreaking. Fascinating stuff.
He then became character. I mean, he was always characters.
Oh, he did
was always
10
doing
characters,
the-
did all the
yeah,
voices, yeah.
Right, correct.
Really just a talented guy.
Well, I don't know if he was talented, but he just
I
had
thought
such
so.
a heart.
To write the scripts, to play the parts.
Well, he
to,
just conducted a theme in his mind of what he wanted to teach the kids that day. And teach people in general. It's a heart-wrenching film. It does take a talent.
He's a really special guy. We're never going to have another Mr. Rogers. Never.
Well,
not like this.
We may.
I always heard that he was good friends with Captain Kangaroo, and they never
Bob
touched
Keeshan,
on that.
yeah.
And I didn't
very possible.
remember that rumor that he was a Marine too, and they addressed that in the film. He wasn't a Marine.
No, he wasn't.
That was all misinformation.
Yeah. We're going to see the young man again, and there's a wonderful re-meeting with him.
Oh, the boy in the wheelchair.
The boy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, later on,
At the very end of the film, it's one of the last
I think he was
things
getting an AFI award
I
or
tell you
something like that.
It got me right in my.
I know.
It hit me
It's very
right
emotional.
so hard.
Yeah.
It truly did. It's a beautiful film. It's short. It's sweet.
Yeah.
It just will blow your mind.
And it's just a window into the soul of a man that came around and touched our society in a way that nobody had or will
Absolutely.
again.
Just
beautiful human being.
You just don't see people like that.
No.
Just cared for everybody. He just,
Genuine, too.
Yeah, just a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
And you know, you see him on the show, and they addressed the thing when Eddie Murphy did the parody. On
Oh yeah,
Saturday
yeah, they
Night
did. Yeah,
Live.
yeah.
You know, Mr. Landlord, kill my landlord,
Yeah.
kill my landlord. But you know, and of course, you know, Fred responds to that.
Yes.
You know, he didn't like to see that, but then when he saw Eddie Murphy in person, Eddie came up to him and embraced him.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he
and
loves
like,
him.
you
Yeah.
know, hey, you're my idol. I wanted to do a show in tribute to you, although it was a detrimental tribute to Fred.
Yeah.
But it was still, you know, I don't know. There's a very strong emotional connection
There
that
is.
we have to people that are so nice.
Now you know.
And that's what he is. He's just a brilliant, in his niceness,
Yeah.
in his true love for his fellow man.
I agree.
We don't see that.
And I love that scene, and this is something that had gone viral on the internet before the movie, but that famous clip of him in the late 60s in the, you know, I guess it was the House judicial hearing, where they're trying to fight for the funding, the federal funding
Correct.
for public broadcasting.
Oh, that was a great
And he
scene.
just captivates all the senators, and
He
they're like,
just
you know what?
talks about
Yeah.
children
It's
and
amazing.
and children need to know these, and he is so sincere.
Yeah.
There's not 1 ounce of fake falseness in
was
this
great.
body. Look at this guy.
He's amazing.
He cares about everything
He
he
does.
says, and he wants to. He's just.
He won
such
them all
a-
over.
He did. He
And you
did.
can watch that
And
clip on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it was
and
great.
the guy says, "Mr. Rogers, I think you'll get your
You're funny.
$20 million."
Yeah, it was a great moment.
It was
that
a
kind of
great
stuff
moment.
doesn't happen. It's
I
so
know,
beautiful.
It's wonderful. It's
Great
just
movie.
It's a wonderful
I loved it.
moment. You can't help
it
but
touched
love this
me.
film. Yeah, me too.
Great documentary.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Highly recommend it. Check it out.
Really,
Won't you be my
it'll,
neighbor?
It'll blow you away. And you know,
Yeah.
Tom Hanks produced this film.
He did.
I was so surprised.
He's playing him.
Oh, is he?
He's playing him in a film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a standard bio movie. You
No,
know,
I would
it's
think
going to
not.
just be like a day
Okay.
in the life, or you know,
Okay.
just be him. Kind of like the way he did the Walt Disney thing. You know, it wasn't the Walt Disney's whole life, but it was capturing the essence of a man in some kind of a
Oh, okay.
storyline. So I'm looking forward to that. Could be interesting.
Well, after this, I don't even know if I care to see a bio.
It's more going to
of
be
somebody.
a performance film at this point.
I
you know,
guess
that's
so.
what it'll be.
Yeah,
But I highly
kinda-
recommend it.
Kind of a shame.
Um,
Yeah, I was kind of very surprised when this film made it to the theaters. By the way,
It was in theaters
It was in
nationally.
theater
Yeah.
for about a solid month.
It was.
I thought, what the heck is this doing?
Yeah.
How good can
It's
this-
because of the high profile.
You know,
nature of who he was.
documentaries don't make it to theaters.
Not too many.
Ever.
Very few.
Ever.
Yeah.
There are theaters in New York City
Yeah.
that people go to
Well, you get the big
specifically see.
documentaries. Michael Moore's films go to the theaters.
Yeah.
Now the Al Gore movies have gone. The 2 climate change films. But
Correct.
you're right. Most of them do not.
No, they don't.
It
It's
takes a
very
big-
rare. And a movie about Mr. Rogers, who's an icon from the 60s, 70s, and 80s,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even think would make it. But
Yeah.
this movie is touching.
I wouldn't be
sweet.
surprised we get a Bob Ross documentary soon.
Yeah, you know, in the documentary category, this has to be nominated.
It's gonna win,
come
probably,
Oscar
most
time.
likely.
I guarantee that,
Yeah.
that there's just something about this film.
It's
but,
great.
It's going to take something here, no question.
I agree.
Let us move on.
All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to do a film that is also available for you to watch at your leisure on the internet. It's called First Reformed,
Mm-hmm.
and it stars the wonderful Ethan Hawke.
It does indeed.
This is a film directed and written by Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader, our man from who wrote
Would you like
Taxi
to give the
Driver.
premise of this film?
Or
not?
absolutely.
It's a weird film to describe.
You know, it is a weird film.
In general, it's a weird
It's
film.
a very simple film at first. He's an unhappy priest. He's going around. There's a woman in his life, played by Amanda Seyfried.
Yes.
She has a very troubled husband.
She's a parishioner.
She is a parishioner of his. He
Yes.
has a very small
church.
I mean, no, the people. There's a
Congregation,
man right there.
yeah.
Congregation. There's like 8 people.
Well,
in
you
the
know, it's
whole
funny because
church.
he's in a church as a historical landmark.
Correct.
And there's a much bigger, massive, very rich church nearby that basically owns that church and
Right.
supports it.
Yeah.
And he's almost there as a figurehead type essence, just to keep this place up and running.
Correct.
But yeah, he's definitely an unhappy guy.
He is an unhappy guy, and we suddenly have Amanda has a husband. I wish I had a photograph of the husband, but
There might be. I'm not
he
sure.
was fairly
Without saying what
relevant.
happens, there is a troubled nature to him.
There is this movie. There is a.
There is the
I
Cedric the
know.
Entertainer playing the big pastor of the other church.
His name is not Cedric the Entertainer in the credits. It's his actual name.
Well, his real name is Cedric. Give me one sec here.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wrote down Cedric Entertainer.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, he does have
It's
a
Cedric
real
something,
name. When
yeah.
you see the credits of the film, you see
Yeah, his
actual
real name.
Yeah, which I was kind of surprised.
Honestly, I liked him in this.
I thought
'cause
he was good.
Usually, I don't care for him.
No, I thought he was
liked
good.
him.
You know, I love Ethan Hawke. He always
Me
takes
too.
chances. He does so much stuff. He's
He
in a
does.
new film now called Blaze that he
He
wrote
is.
and directed.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
It's coming out, I believe, this week. I believe September 7th it
Great.
opens. But
Always liked Ethan.
Yeah, he's just dynamite. There's so many great films. He'll do any genre.
Yeah.
I did that time travel movie a few years back, which I didn't love by any means.
I think I liked it more than you. What, Predestination, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, I
think
liked it a
was
little better,
Predestination.
yeah.
But he did do a film called Sinister, the first one.
Oh, yeah,
which
he did.
I loved.
Yeah, you love that one,
I
yeah.
love that movie. But he's just...
There's him and Paul Schrader.
There's just great. He also did the movie with Shape of Water.
Oh no, he did with Sally Hawkins.
Sally Hawkins
We
from Shape
reviewed
of
it here.
Water.
It's called Maud. Morty.
Yeah, Morty. Correct.
Yeah, that was good.
I love that.
That was good. He's
he
very
kind of
good.
played the almost the Amish-like husband
Kind of, yeah.
of her and so
She was
forth.
a little artist.
Correct. But did I love this film? I kind of did. I kind of love this film. It takes
I
a
liked it
very
too.
dark turn.
It gets very dark.
Very
and the subject
dark.
matter changes. The movie ends up being about climate change in a way. You know, that's pretty much what kind of drives the last 30, 40 minutes of the film.
I didn't find that.
Yeah.
Climate change?
Yeah, because his motivations for the things that he does are affected by what he starts to believe about climate change because of her husband and all the things that he believed
the world
in.
is coming to an end.
Yeah, and he
etc.
felt
Yeah.
that how can I push this religious message that's ignoring something as vital as climate change?
Right.
And he really starts to have this conscience of faith and a crisis within himself.
But he's a miserable guy to
Yeah.
begin with.
Well, he's
I mean,
also dealing with a past we don't need to get into.
Yeah,
But he's
and-
had some traumas in
correct.
his life.
I mean, his wife is.
well, yeah, we don't want to get into what happened, but
Okay.
some things happened.
But
yeah.
horrible things have happened to
Yeah.
him. He's going through just horrifying demons in his own
Yeah.
mind, and the movie does take a turn, which I never expected.
No.
You know, we have characters intertwining. Can't really give too much away about this
No.
film, except to say that it's definitely worth
Very
watching.
interesting.
You'll watch the first half of the film, and you might not be too. You know, it's about an hour and 45 minutes.
yeah.
This film. And
slow build is
a
what we
very
gotta
slow
say.
build. So you cannot get disappointed because I watched it,
Yeah.
and the first hour or so, I was, you know, I didn't want to turn it off because I love Ethan.
Yeah.
I love Paul Schrader. I think. I mean, as a director, he hasn't done too many great films. Cat People sticks out in my head. What else has he done as a director?
Well, he did a couple autofocus, which was interesting
that was
with
the Bob
Greg Kinnear.
Crane
Yeah,
film,
he did.
which wasn't very good.
No, but I enjoyed it. I guess I liked it for Greg. He did.
I thought Greg was great, and if you read the book, there's
Yeah.
a wonderful
about
book
that, Bob Crane.
actually written
Who was the actor in
by-
Hogan's Heroes who was a sex addict in real life.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he was a sex addict, but his son wrote the book.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And it's wonderful.
Oh, great, that sounds
And it's
interesting.
really a documentary
Yeah.
of the death of Bob
Yeah.
Crane, who was murdered by his best friend.
He was, yeah.
Who was actually acquitted.
Yeah, of course. Great.
He goes. They cannot prove that he murdered Bob
Interesting.
Crane.
But yeah, Paul Schrader
regardless-
also did a movie. I didn't get to see it with Nicolas Cage, Dog Eat Dog, right? That was his last film before this one.
Oh, okay.
It was like a bank heist kind of a movie, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that film. Who was with that in him? Was it
Willem
Mark-
Dafoe, I want to say.
Oh yeah, it was Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, and
Correct.
he's done other films too. He did American Gigolo was his.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. But I like Paul Schrader. As a
Yeah, he wrote American
Taxi
Gigolo.
Driver.
Did he direct American Gigolo?
I think he did.
I don't think
no,
so.
no, that was I think Jonathan Lynn, possibly.
Was it?
I think so.
Sounds right.
Or no, maybe
Like,
Paul Schrader directed that. Let's double check. But he also wrote.
I know he wrote it.
He wrote Bringing Out the Dead, which I liked. It's
Okay.
Scorsese's
Yeah, he's
film.
a
He wrote
Scorsese.
Taxi Driver.
He's a Scorsese guy.
Yeah.
I actually love Cat People. I have to say the Malcolm McDowell, Nastasia Kinski version. I do adore that film.
I know. That was good. I watched that with you one time.
Okay.
But anyway, I
Not
would
a great-
recommend First Reformed. I mean, it's an
I
interesting
definitely
film.
recommend it too. It's really unique. Once again, we go into Get Out, black hole kind of territory.
Oh, he did this movie Affliction, which I liked, with Nick Nolte. That was pretty good about
Oh.
alcoholism.
Oh, okay. I did see that. That was good. I loved Amanda Seyfried.
Yes, he
in this
directed
film.
American Gigolo.
Did he? Okay.
A hardcore also with
Dorsey
with
Scott.
Dorsey Scott. Yeah.
Searching for his daughter
Yeah.
in the porn world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting little film.
But this is a thought-provoking film.
It is indeed.
Controversial too.
Absolutely, 100%. The ending is a little mind-blowing.
Shocking, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then becomes just a story about self-worth and self-worthlessness
Yeah.
and how much do we want to live and how much do we not want to live, and I thought that was an entertaining thought. Certainly. So
I agree.
You know, you have to take every film you see for what it's worth.
For what it's worth. And what you
and
take
this
out of
film
it is yours.
is really, it's really a trip.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Never thought it was going to go where it went, and
No,
I
me
was
neither.
happily surprised.
And that's what I liked about it. It was
Me
interesting.
too. Me
Different.
too.
I haven't seen anything really like this. So
It was unique to
Yeah.
itself. I can't say that it was a special film or anything. I mean, will I, you know, in a year from now, will I remember it as...
maybe not. I
But
know what
but
you're
from
saying.
right now, the potency of it is strong. It had a strong effect on me
Mm-hmm.
in seeing it, and the power of love and the power of hate and you know, different emotions that just kind of ping pong around this film, and very interesting. There's Paul.
There he is,
Right here.
yeah.
There we go.
All right, so check it out. That's pretty much our show.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Are
we have.
done? Did we do it all?
Next week we
There
have.
we go.
We have The Nun coming out, which
You
is
don't
coming
have
out.
a good picture though.
Well, that's the main poster.
Well, the hell with that.
Well, it's got both there. That's the poster that's on. I like to go with
Yeah.
what's on IMDb.
But there is a.
I know, with
picture
just the
of
nun's face,
actual evil
Creepy.
nun.
And then we also have Peppermint
Jennifer
coming
Garner,
out
yeah.
with Jennifer Garner.
This kind of looks like Alias.
Yeah.
Afterthought.
Also, you know, Revenge, Taken, director of Taken, by the way, Guillermo
exactly.
This obviously is a prequel slash
Can't wait
sequel
for
to The
this.
Conjuring.
Experience it in IMAX.
Ooh, are you gonna do that?
I probably. Well, now that I'm on the A+,
There you go, why
the
not?
AMC
A-list,
1995
yeah.
per
We have
month.
both abandoned Movie Pass. Now we're A-list.
I have
at
not
AMC.
abandoned Movie Pass. I still have it.
Oh, I tossed
I'm
that
still
thing
doing
out.
my. Well, hey, listen, 3 movies a month. That's still 3 times 11. You're only paying $9.99 for your Movie Pass, so I'm getting.
All right, so you're gonna keep both then? That's a
I'm
lot. Are you
keeping
really
both.
gonna go to that many times?
You know something? The reason I like Movie Pass is that I can go to the Regal Cinema, which is only 8
Oh, I see
minutes
that.
from
So
my
you're not
home.
relegated to one theater. That's
I
true.
really would.
Yeah.
I'm not at all. First of all, I have a theater over at the Palisades, the IMAX theater there. The most uncomfortable theater I have ever sat
That
in
whole
my
place
life.
is run down.
No. The theater itself is good. They redid all the seats.
Oh,
You
they
have
did?
the electric, you know.
Oh, with the feet resting.
The
Yeah,
feet
okay.
rest at the
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the feet go up. But the IMAX theater, and they will tell you that it was actually created. IMAX did the theater. They put
Yeah.
the seats together.
Mhm.
When you're sitting at that IMAX theater, the backs of the seats push you forward through
Oh,
the
that
whole
sucks.
film.
That sucks.
So you're kind of like you're trying to lean back, and it's like
can't.
pushing
That
you.
sucks, yeah.
It's so uncomfortable.
Wow.
And also, I did see. I saw Crimson Tide.
Crimson Peak?
Crimson Peak. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah.
saw Crimson Peak in the IMAX there.
Okay.
And there was a big glitch on the screen, on the IMAX
Oh.
screen. There was like one spot that there was like
Yeah.
you know what it was? I remember now. It wasn't the screen that was the problem. They had a light on. One of the lights didn't turn off properly, the overhead lights, and it was shining
that
directly
sucks.
on the screen. It was
What-
such a drag.
the other-
I had to go run out of the theater and go tell
I
them.
know.
And they still didn't fix it.
Today I had to tell them, luckily it was only the trailers, I had to go tell somebody to put the air on in my theater because when I went to see
Oh.
Asians today, it was really hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then last week when my father and I went to go see Searching, 20 minutes the screen was blank. Nobody was putting the movie on. So we just, eventually
Oh, God.
I had to go tell somebody.
Was this
Eventually,
also with the Garden State?
yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
eventually
There,
it
man.
came on and they just bypassed the trailers. But it was like really annoying.
Oh, that is annoying.
Yeah. But anyway,
That's not
so
good news.
we got Peppermint, we have
Peppermint
The
looks
Nun,
good, yeah.
and we'll
Jennifer,
review those
it's a
films next week.
Revenge film, absolutely.
and we'll see you guys then.
We'll see you guys.
It's
then.
been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
And an honor.
And we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Excuse me, have you seen Crazy Rich Asians? Have you seen the film Crazy Rich Asians? Who? Crazy Rich Asians. Who? Crazy Rich Asians. Who?